This woman found the entrance to hell in the Catacombs of Paris. It has been said that Nicolas Flamel created the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary alchemical substance that has the ability to transform base metals into gold or silver, as well as bestow eternal life. Scarlett Marlowe is a young scholar who is carrying on her father's quest to find the stone. She ends up in Iran, where she believes that she discovered the Rose Key artifact in a cave scheduled for demolition, but the demolition begins after she experiences a vision of a hung man, and she nearly escapes. Scarlett then takes a trip to Paris, where she recruits her ex-boyfriend George and her cameraman Benji. Using a code from the key, they solve a riddle on Flamel's headstone and obtain coordinates pointing to the Paris catacombs. Scarlett attempts to visit the place while on an official tour, but it is forbidden. A guy informs them that if they find Papillon at a nearby party, he will aid them. The trio heads into a club where Papillon is located, and while inside, Benji encounters a mysterious woman staring at him. Scarlett enlists the help of Papillon, Suxi, and Zed by telling them that there might be treasure in the catacombs. Papillon leads the group to an inaccessible entryway. When a police officer confronts them, the group flees into the caves. They come across female cultists who sing, including a woman they spotted at the party. The group discovers a closed tunnel, but Papillon reveals that all who pass through it vanish. His pal La Taupe, also known as the Mole, is among those who have gone missing. Instead, Papillon shows them an alternate route, where they must go through a tunnel filled with bones. The tunnel collapses as the party crawls through it, trapping them and pressing them forward. But somehow the party returns to the same obstructed tunnel as before and decides to just bust through. While proceeding through the tunnel, they suddenly hear a telephone ringing, which is supposed to be impossible because Papillon explains that the telephone lines were removed over 50 years ago. Scarlett picks up the phone and a voice talks to her.
Why would you talk to me, Scarlett?
Then suddenly La Taupe comes out of nowhere, surprising them, and without any explanation on how he survived down there this whole time, he tells them that the only way out is to descend further, and he starts to move down the tunnel. They ultimately come across a tomb that contains a preserved Templar knight, a treasure mound, and the Flamel stone. Attempting to grab the riches after they have taken the stone triggers a trap and collapses the room. La Taupe appears to be submerged beneath the rubble. Scarlett uses the Flamel stone to magically cure a wound on Suxi's arm. They discover a door drawing on the ceiling, as well as a Gnostic Star of David indicating as above, so below, revealing a concealed opening in the floor. When they pass through, they come to a tunnel with the inscription "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," written in Greek, which is identical to the script on the entrance to hell in Dante's Inferno. The group discovers an upside-down reflection of the room they just left on the other side of the tunnel, where La Taupe is waiting. He kills Suxi and then vanishes. A cultist from the party pulls Benji to his death farther into the cave. Papillon is then drawn inside a flaming automobile, which contains a vision of his brother, who resembles the guy who advised Scarlett to hunt for Papillon. The automobile explodes, burying Papillon beneath the floor. Scarlett, George, and Zed continue on their journey, encountering horrific ghosts and demons. The wall statues come to life, and one tears open George's throat. Scarlett tries and fails to heal the wound using the Flamel stone. She discovers she has stolen a phony stone and must return it to its original location in order to retrieve the true stone and heal George. Scarlett rushes back, only to see that the ground is now splattered with blood and covered in biting faces. When she returns the stone, she notices a mirror and learns she possesses the true power of the Flamel stone. She recognizes the hanged man she saw in Iran as her father as she returns to George and Zed. Her father leaves after she apologizes for ignoring his phone call soon before committing suicide. Scarlett then returns to George and kisses him to heal him. The three survivors are cornered in front of a dark pit while they are pursued by demons. Scarlett explains that in order to survive, they must leap in and confess their previous transgressions. George admits to failing to save his drowning brother, and Zed admits to refusing to accept his child. They leap into the hole and survive. At the bottom, they come across a manhole, which leads them directly up to the streets of Paris. Scarlett and George embrace as Zed walks away, safe at last. Scarlett states in the last log that she never desired treasure, simply the truth.